What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. A very fun, strange, and different episode for me because we got Steven back there. What's up, dude?
Good morning, sunshine.
And he's nice enough to rig up his kayak that I'm going to go out on today. He's got another one. He's going to jump in, so it's the Bonafide SS 127 I will be in today. My first time ever in a kayak. I know people have asked me forever, how come you haven't I have my aluminum John boat, didn't bring it today, but he's nice enough to let me use his. So no clue how this is going to go. Wish me luck. Let's go fishing. Okay, well, here we go. Doing the yak thing. Getting it sideways.
So yeah.
Yep, I know that.
Okay. That's all I was going to say.
So push it out, getting it sideways. Yep. Okay, Steven's protecting me here, making sure I don't make any super dummy noob mistakes. I do know you get in them sideways, kind of like a canoe. I've canoed a lot, so one would think I could do this. However, I wouldn't be so sure. Got batteries, got this. Okay, in sideways. Standing all right. Not used to the scupper holes. Those kind of scare me. Don't like water in my hole, but hey. Okay, see if I can push off here. Ooh. I definitely didn't expect it to keep gliding so easy. It was basically right on top of the spot I wanted to fish, so definitely different than my John boat there. My John boat, you kind of stop and it's not really going too far. I don't know that I'll be standing up. I don't know about that. It already feels tippy and sketchy.
Tip to one side, just lean side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it firms up.
Yeah, real firm.
So it's
No, I don't think I'll be standing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A little sketch. And it'll be interesting to see what hook sets are like in this. That's what I figure. Yeah, it's cupped. I've canoed before. I've canoed quite a bit. I just don't ever fish canoeing. It's like floating and just doing this and enjoying yourself. But fishing and filming in this, very different deal. I see why a lot of those guys have the deals in the back with the GoPro and stuff. Oh. Not gonna lie, I was so scared I was gonna flip over backwards. Hey, yo, not used to this. Okay, well, one thing I can see is how soft the hook sets are when you're yanking in that and this rocks. Like, you've got a whole system that's moving, which is different from me standing up in my John boat. Steven assures me I could stand up in this, but my balance is not amazing. And I don't know that I'll be doing that at all today, so we'll have to see how Debo can catch them sitting down. Hopefully this turns out okay on the GoPro, like being able to see over stuff. Try to put it up a little bit higher on my PDF here, so hopefully it gives you a good, I don't have anything in front of me. Seen stuff pop over here a number of times. See if we can get some frog fish to eat. Felt like I had a bite and they pulled me down. Oh my gosh. A little different. There's one. Oh, gave him slack. Yeah, definitely not used to landing them sitting down either. Little dude, I do not feel stable enough to stand, I'll be honest. All right, there's one. Smoked it right there. Not a beast, but that's a fish, dang it. All right, well, there we go. First fish ever in the kayak, and it's on a frog. Not a bad way to do it. I will take that. That dude smoked it. He's just a little pounder. All right, there we go. A little pounder on the frog. Thank you, sir. Should have got a picture. My first yak fish.
Attaboy.
There we go. One on the Texas rig. Whoa. Fine wood, pitch to wood. All right, there we go. Second little kayak bass fish ever. Off some wood. What do you know? That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Well, just lost a 2-pounder right there next to me at the boat. Very, very different fishing sitting down. Oh, there is a fish on there, stuck under something. Like, that felt like a bite to me. I don't know what the heck it was stuck under, a rock. All right, there we go. Another little, oh my God, my rod's falling. Yak stuff that I'm not used to. There we go, another little dink on the Texas rig. The DEBO'S special, purple green pumpkin. Thanks, sir.
All right, fishing friends, we got to talk about this whole kayak thing. First off, shout out to Steven. He's today's subscribed fishing friend. Thank you so much, dude, for letting me borrow a kayak. My first time ever in little plastic boat. Like I said in the video, I've canoed a lot. Definitely a little bit different, though. So the first thing, because there's some pros and cons to this whole kayak stuff. The first thing I noticed was fishability. It was kind of a double-edged sword because I was down right in the stuff. You know, you feel like you're sitting right down at the edge of the water. You can really cast next to stuff. You can be really stealthy. On the other thing, the thing that I hated was sitting down. Now, I get this is totally on me. I am not the most stable person in the world. I mean, mentally, physically, that's a whole different story. But stable as in standing up on a kayak or a boat. I mean, I fish out of, Brando's boat with him in the back, and I'm almost falling out. So standing up on the yak for me was a little bit sketchy. Maybe with a little more practice. I'm sure there's other kayaks out there that are like the superest, most stable stand-up kayak. But for me, it was hard to justify like risking all that when I've got an aluminum kayak out there that I can stand up in. Now, don't get me wrong, I've almost fallen out of that too multiple times, but I can stand up in that. And that kind of brings me to the second thing, which was maneuverability. So again, kind of a double edge. I see pros and cons both ways. Obviously with my aluminum kayak, I've got a little trolling motor on the back. I can zip around. I'm not having to paddle. I know there's other ones with pedal drives out there. Some of them have the motors. But just for kind of my first time, whether it be a paddle or a pedal, I think you're just going to be a lot more efficient with a little motor back there, a little trolling motor. Like I said, you could add that on there, but then you're talking about a whole lot of money. I got my trolling motor on sale for like, I don't know, 150 bucks. What are the trolling motors that are made specifically to fit in a kayak, right? Probably a lot more than that. I couldn't believe how many times I'd be paddling to a place and I'm like, ooh, this looks really good. Then I'd be getting my stuff ready and I'm clear up on top of the spot. I couldn't believe how much more kayaks glide, how much more they're actually made for like moving in water, The Jumbo, it's like a brick. I mean, I'll be trolling up to something, I'll cut it off and it'll kind of move a little bit, but it's like a cinder block out there with all my stuff in it. So that was one thing I had to adjust a lot. And I have to really tip my hat to all the kayak anglers out there because it was an absolute pain trying to maneuver and fish and move. In my John boat, if it's moving and turning and stuff, I can just turn as I'm standing and fishing, even if my boat's doing this, because I'll drop my anchor. Sometimes the boat will be doing this in the wind because I've only got one anchor. I'll just move and fish. But with that, like if I have my line out, I was trying to like paddle with one side. I understand, a pedal might be a little bit easier, but I would still think that either way, pedal, paddle, maneuverability and stuff, I have to tip my hat, because that is hard. It's hard to be like multitasking, watching your spot, moving your boat. So I have a lot of respect for folks that do that, especially on like, you know, the tournament level. Now again, another pro and a con. I want to come at this as unbiased as possible, just to give you guys my real feelings of, you know, what I think of the whole kayak thing. Kind of twofold. One, it's a whole lot easier to deal with. I mean, me and Steven, he was moving it by himself. I moved one up by myself. They're not super heavy. I don't know, 200 pounds. I don't even know what they weigh. But you know, you can move it, lift it up on the truck, load it. You know, you do still have to take time to get your stuff off and load it. So I don't know that you save any time that way, because I have to do that with my John boat too. When I get up to launch it, I've got to put all my stuff in it, take it all out for the ride home. You can't, I don't have storage in mine, so you can't have stuff bouncing all around and bust it all up. So same thing for the kayak. You've got to put stuff in, take it out. But the ease of use for the kayak was definitely nice, especially like once you get it home, because he just puts in the back of his truck. That's what I would do with my truck. And then I could have a spot on the wall where I could just move it, or do those things where they like ratchet it up like on the chains. That would be super nice and handy. But that would be really nice, because even with my boat with the trailer, it's still like storing a boat. I mean, I've still got to have a spot to move it to in the winter, because I don't want my truck outside. I have to take the girls back and forth to school. So it's very interesting that way. Now on the other side of things with the John boat, I can fit way more stuff in there. I'm not worried about all my rods. Luckily, I didn't cast back and hit any of my rods. I did set a frog hook once and it got tangled in the back of my rods, but I think I had 4 rods back there, 1 laying next to me. I don't know, you could have like 6 rods or something. With my John boat, I'll have like 10 rods laying next to me, and I can just keep flipping through them, and I can be cutting stuff. Because the other thing was, I was scared to death in the John boat sitting down the whole time. I was gonna lose my phone sitting next to me in my pocket, so I was like always worrying about it and checking it. Whereas in the John boat, you know, I've got enough room on either side of me, not a ton, but, you know, even if I drop my phone, hopefully, gosh, I hope I didn't jinx myself, you know, it'll kind of stay there in the boat for me. So definitely pros and cons of each way. And again, after being out on one and seeing what I can do in a kayak, I can really do the same thing on my John boat. So right now, I just cannot justify, because people have asked me, will you do it? Will you buy one? I can't justify buying a kayak with the boat that I have now. I personally liked it better. Like I said, I'm sure there's 18 million different kayaks out there, and I can have one that's completely loaded with a motor. Might make a little bit of a difference, but I truly love the John boat life. To be honest, I would like to find like a 16-foot wide, even a 14-foot wide, and do like a little reconstruction on it, so I could have people with me, you know, fish 2 people out of it. So I don't know. Who knows what's going to hold, but there it is, my first kayak fishing adventure. I hope you guys liked it. Didn't catch a ton of fish. It was really just to get out and test more. We only had a couple hours, Stephen and I did, to fish. So wasn't a crazy day of catching, but it was fun and interesting all the same. So huge shout out to Stephen. And again, huge shout out to everybody else that continues to watch me, support me. I could not be here doing this without all of you. You keep me motivated. I love the positive comments and such. So that's it for me. Gotta edit. Thanks for watching. And until next time.